Hello again. If you're a returning user, welcome back. If you're a new user, welcome to the knowledge base. My name is Solange Gura, and in today's video, we're going to go through how to use the campaign manager inside Cyberangels. Now, campaign manager is a very interesting solution that we have built where basically we realized that, okay, a lot of people or a lot of the clients don't really want to share the access of, let's say, uh, of Cyber Angels, let's say, customer sub account to their end customer. They don't want them to make things complicated. They only want to share, let's say, assessments externally, track them and see how many people have filled, what the analysis is, and all those stuff, right? So keeping that in mind, we built Campaign Manager, which is basically a feature which allows you to create assessment campaigns, add recipients, and monitor completion progress in real time. Simple as that. You build an assessment inside uh, Cyber Angels, and pretty much you send out the assessment on your client's email. They fill it out, and once that is done, uh, you will be able to see the progress here. Now, how exactly does that happen? So first of all, we need to build an assessment. Now, if you are uh, doing this from scratch or you're going to build your first assessment, all you have to do is you have to go to configuration. You will see multiple options, but you have to click on assessment, and then you will see a list of assessments that you have already built inside CyberAngels in this particular screen. If you have not built anything, you can simply click on create. You name the assessment, for example, ISO basics, right? If you want to put a description, you can do that, but this is optional. And then you can also mention that, okay, which type of subscription should this assessment belong to in case you have, client workspaces inside Cyber Angels. But for this scenario, it's not relevant. So let's keep it blank and then just click on Save Changes. We don't want to click on published or disabled yet because we are not publishing this assessment yet because we need to add questions in it. And we don't want to click on disable because we want to use this for our campaign manager, right? So click on Save Changes. And now you can see that the ISO basics have been created. It is not published, not disabled. And now the time is to add questions in it, right? So how can we add questions in it? Simply click on this sign, and here you can see two options, preview, which basically says that all the questions that you're gonna add will come as a preview here. And then you can also click on questions, which is basically the place from where you can, add your questions. Now, there are two ways of adding questions. One is either create manually, or you can also import your own CSV. You can find the template in the knowledge base of the CSV file in which templates you have to, or in which format you have to add the questions inside the CSV to ensure that it syncs with the platform, right? But for this particular video, let's keep things simple and let's create a manual question. So create. You can name this question, let's say ISO basic one-on-one, whatever you want to name it. Now comes the actual question. Do you use any cyber security uh, tools, right? Simple. This questionnaire is basically, by default selected. So ISO questionnaire. You can actually select, questions for multiple stuff as well, which is basically one question per questionnaire. But because we are creating this question inside ISO basics, so that has been selected by default. You can also link this to framework controls. So we have different framework controls created. You can find the information of all of them in the knowledge base, so you don't have to worry. And then you can also select the products, which is, let's say, something which is going to get added in the future, so you don't have to worry about it right now. And then you can select the question type. The fixed question basically means that it's going to be an MCQ, yes or no, and open will basically means that, okay, this is going to be an open question that people can simply type and answer. So we're going to have both of them. So let's have fixed, and we select the options. Answer one would be yes. Uh, and we can also select the remediations once again, that if the answer is yes, what would be the remediation? If the answer is no, what would be the remediations, right? So we are trying to make it as detailed as possible for the end customer and for you as well. So we're trying to add more and more functionality. But to keep things simple, let's put yes and no, and we can click, oh, sorry, we don't want to do another answer. Once everything is done, just click on Save Changes. And now you can see that our question is beautifully here. And if you click on preview, you can actually see the question appearing. So yes, no, people can select and that. Because it's a preview, that's why both the boxes are ticked, but it's not going to be the case in the actual questionnaire, right? Now let's create one open-ended question. So ISO basic 102. We don't want to put the framework, we don't want to put the thing, we want to put the question, which is basically when was the last time you ran a security scan, right? And let's keep it an open-ended question and then save changes. So now you can see the open-ended question is there. And if I click on preview, now my open-ended question is appearing. And then, of course, I have my answer to put, right? Now, once you're happy with your questions, you have completed your questionnaire, you can simply go back. And then all you have to do is click on edit on the thing and then click on published and then save changes. And now your assessment has been published and is ready for the campaign manager. So if I go back to the campaign manager, what I have to do is that I have to click on new campaign. I can name this campaign. So let's say, let me call it ISO Basics because that's the assessment I'm sending, but you can name anything as you want that might help you remember. We can put a start and the finish date. So basically, the start date, it's going to send out today, tomorrow, whenever you want to do that. We can also set time. So you can do that. Finish date basically means that after this date finishes, no one will be able to answer the questionnaire in case they haven't not. So in case you want to put an assessment date, that would be fine. If you don't want to put a finish date, then that is also totally fine. So we don't put a finish date in this case, and then we select the questionnaire. So let's say ISO Basics. That's my questionnaire. And then you can also select multiple questionnaire as well. Completely forgot about it. So if you want to send more than one assessment or more than one questionnaire, you can do that. And that is also possible. But I think in most cases, you're probably going to be sending only just one. So if I click on next, now comes the sending part, right? So basically now we need to select, people to whom we want to send it to. So either we can send it to our existing clients in the client workspaces. So I have two clients added. So if you remember when we were setting up our first client inside Cyberangels, it asked for the email address. That was the sole purpose of the email. That was one of the purpose of the email addresses to have it inside your client workspace, right? So let's see, I'm going to pick that. But let's say if you don't want to send it to existing contacts or clients, we also have the option to send it out to the external parties, which are not inside your Cyberangels client base itself, right? So, for example, I want to send it out to, let's say, reality this at the gmail.com. And you can leave, you need to select the company name. So it can be XYZ Corp. You need to select the industry. Once again, it's important. The industry is important from a benchmarking perspective for the tool to analyze accordingly. And then, of course, you can select the revenue band, so less than 100K, and boom, your first recipient is ready. You can also add another one. So basically, you can keep on adding as many as like. There is no limit. Right now, this functionality is manually, but we also have the option to upload a CSV file with this particular column, and it will automatically add your uh, let's say recipients in bulk. Now, once you're happy with the recipients, click on next. Sorry, I need to delete this because I don't want to send it to recipient two. Click on next. And now it gives you a final overview before it asks you to create the campaign. So, okay, my campaign is ISO basics. Date range is, December 30th today till open-ended. The questionnaire I'm sending out is ISO basics. And this is the guy who's going to be receiving the questionnaire. Once that is done, click on create campaign. And then you will see the campaign inside here, right? So this is the campaign there. As you can see, it says pending because no one has filled the, let's say, uh, fill the what do you call questionnaire yet because we haven't really scheduled the dispatch. So we have said that this will queue invitation for all recipients starting from December 30, 25, 16. So basically, we want to send it out to people at uh, 4 p.m. So it's almost 10 minutes to 4 p.m. So let's schedule dispatch. And it has scheduled the dispatch for the people, right? Now it's gonna go out to the people uh, at 4 p.m. And once that is done, once they fill it out, you will be able to see the information here. So, for example, in this one, as you can see, this test, I sent it out to one person, nguro@nimbus.com, and it has the person has successfully completed the questionnaire. Uh, you can see the recipients completed, assessments assigned one, and then this was dispatched at this particular time, and what was the assessment related to. Now you can simply click on results. Whoops. You click on results, you will see that, okay, what is the question they have answered? So Discovery question one, Slack, G Suite, and Notion. Discovery question two, yes. So this basically only mention, let's say, the answers, but not really the question, which is something that the team is working on fixing. But you can also click on download report, and it will take you to something like this, where you can see all the responses in a beautiful way. So, what are the top three businesses, critical system or applications? Slack, G Suite, and Notion. Do you store or process sensitive customer or employee data? Yes. And you can also see the timing and when this was answered, right? And you can see the score, start done, and everything. So you get a beautiful view to understand your client's, let's say, analysis. You understand in a nicer way that okay, what exactly this client has done in their organization, depending upon the question and assessment you ask. And the good part is that you can track all of this. You can understand okay, which person has completed, which person has not, and you can always go and remind them that hey, you have this assessment due. Can you please fill it for me? And yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's how the campaign manager is works inside Cyberangels.